et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, set to make her ring walk, faisant son entrée vers le ring. Elle est invaincue, elle a un jab d'enfer et une vraie passion pour la boxe féminine. She is undefeated, she has a tremendous jab and a true passion for women's boxing. Veuillez accueillir la terreur rimouskoise. Let's welcome the terror of Rimouski, Marie-Ève Albert!
Good evening, Amanda. How are you?
Good evening. I'm great. How are you?
I am fine. I am very fine. Not long time ago, we were chatting and you were telling me, oh, I am supposed to be on that Jean Pascal undercard in March. We don't know yet the date. I don't know yet my opponent. It's not 100% sure, but there we go. And now in 2 weeks you're fighting for real. This is not a dream anymore. This is a real project.
Yes, yes.
So tell me a little bit about your preparation. Do you know a little bit your opponent, or you don't know that much? I think you're fighting Lorena Cruz Aispuro. She's a
Mhm.
Mexican with a positive record.
Yes, yes. All I know is that she did fight my previous one of my opponents
True.
and was durable, went all the rounds. I know that she's Orthodox, but I don't have much taping on her or anything like that. Just working on my game plan and bringing my game plan to the table and making sure that comes March 16th, she adapts to my game plan and I'm not in there trying to adapt to hers.
So that's interesting because when you don't know that much about an opponent, you have to be prepared for everything and you have to choose options as well, not just arrive there and decide, okay, let's fight and we will see how it's going to happen. You need to be prepared and still have one plan A, one plan B, just in case, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to be very confident in your adaptation ability
Mm-hmm.
and how fast you can adapt if you have to. And I am very confident in that. I always make adjustments in the fight according to what's happening on call or, when I come back to the corner in that minute of reflection, bringing it to the next round. The good thing here is that it's 8 rounds, so there's plenty of time for that.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to, be laid back and be like, oh, there's 8 rounds, so I have plenty of time to adapt to her game. I want to ensure from the start that I'm bringing my game forward. And if anything, she's got to make the adaptations. But if, however, I do have to, I'm confident in my ability to do so because I've been against some challenging opponents and I've adapted very, very well in ample time and have executed and come out winning.
You got the win by way of knockout your last fight in last December. What do you want? What do you expect to showcase in this fight precisely? What will we see from Amanda this time?
Well, Mexican opponents, the opposition, they are known to be very durable and they are known to be able to take some punishment and continue on in the rounds. So I'm expecting to go full force all 8 rounds. I'm not going to go in with the intent to knock my opponent out, just because when you go in with intent like that, it never happens. It comes naturally. I'm going to bring to the table what I'm known to bring to the table, which is a pit bull, Tasmanian type of fighter, constantly going forward, I have great footwork ability. So, if I find that, she's coming forward as well, I know that I can move off angles and switch it up and keep her guessing. Um, Head movement, I always bring that to the table. So, like I said, I'm confident that I'm going to bring all of that to the table. And, if I do fall short, I'm confident in my ability to adapt and, you know, pull ahead.
And each rounder is a great opportunity as well to practice a lot of things and to try a lot of things,
Yeah,
because Mexicans are durable, as you said, so it's a good opportunity for you to prepare yourself for something, for what's next as well at the same time.
I mean, usually I'm unless it's a title fight, I'm given the choice. Amanda, do you want to do six? Amanda, do you want to do eight? And I don't even let them finish the number six, and I'm already lobbying for eight.
Yeah.
I'm the type of fighter that I get better as the fight goes on. If you want to compare me to a long distance runner rather than a sprinter, however, I've known and carried this from my amateur career with it only being 4 rounds, that you have to start fast and you got to start quick. Whether you have 4 rounds or eight, you got to bring to the table, your pace, and do not fall short or adapt to their pace. So, I just make sure I have a very good warm up. That's very crucial and important. I need to be coming into the ring like sweating. Um, and just warming up really well keeps the mind from thinking or overthinking, and then I just go when the bell rings.
Yeah. How is your training camp so far? You told me just before we started this recording, you're having a big week of sparring this week. So you spar every week until the end. What's your routine? Your training camp routine usually?
I basically spar 3 times a week. Is heavy, and 2 times a week is probably considered like minimum. I obviously make sure the spacing of the sparring is 2-3 days just for recovery,
Mm-hmm.
especially for the brain cells, making sure that there's longevity in the sport. So it mixes between sparring, and I usually do I do 3 minutes. I always spar 3 minutes, so I always do 8 3-minute rounds. And then last Saturday that just passed, I switched over to two. And so this week, what I'll do is I'll mix it. I'll do 4 3 minutes and 4 2-minute rounds, and then my last 2 days of sparring will be full 10. I'll do 10 2-minute rounds, because if I'm doing 10 at a crazy pace, with the recovery being 30 seconds, comes fight time, 8 rounds, 1 minute recovery, it's an easy day at the office.
So for you, if someday we decide to go with 3-minute rounds for women, you're more than ready for this.
You know what? If I had a choice, and if I had a choice between 2 and 3 minutes, I would pick three. However, I would, expect that the pay would be a little bit more, because it is more rounds of fighting. I'm
Obviously.
the type, yeah, I'm the type that I rather fight 3 minutes than 2 minutes, just because I feel like 2 minutes, you give the person the opportunity to, if they want to come out swinging and just going all out and holding their breath per se, somebody can do that for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You extend it to 3 minutes, they can't hold that same intensity output level, and they definitely can't hold their breath for that long. So yes, my preference is 3 minutes. But if
But
I
with
have a choice,
conditions.
yes, yeah, with some conditions, definitely.
Okay, that's interesting. Tell me, this is an Olympic qualifier year, okay? Pros are now allowed. And I'm asking you, we have discussed previously that you had an Olympic dream before, but it was
Mhm.
complicated at that time. Then you turned pro for many reasons. Now pros are allowed. The pandemic is not complete, not and it's not done, but like for sure the next Olympics will be different from the previous one. Is it something that you think about sometimes? Would you be interested in trying your luck in an Olympic journey, or you're done with that dream and you prefer to focus on being only a pro now?
Yeah, I'm the type of person where I like to zone in or focus on, one thing, and not kind of try to balance out a couple things, and do those couple things at a lesser approach. I rather put in 150%, into one approach. However, turning pro, which a lot of people, based on age and numbers, feel that I did it a little bit late in my, in my journey. I turned pro at 30 years old. I don't feel it was late. What set us back a little bit was I didn't have a 2 year layoff. I had a 20-month layoff because I was fortunate enough to fight during the last six months of COVID. That kind of put some pressure with 20-month layoff, and now wanting to attain certain goals by certain times. But when I turned pro, I I approached my element. As an amateur, I had to make some adjustments to my style of fighting. I'm the type of fighter that likes to attack the body. I'm the type of fighter that has a lot of head movement. Sometimes likes to put her hands down while I'm using that head movement. I'm the type of fighter that probably throws, I would say, a good balance of speed and power.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 60% speed, 40% power. But when I turned pro, I mean, I couldn't help my pro debut. I had such a smile on my face from ear to ear. I was trying to hold it in because I didn't want to, approach it like I was being cocky or overconfident. But there was just this overwhelming feeling of finally I'm in my element, and I
That
don't
was
need.
exciting. That was
Yes,
exciting.
I don't need to change my style or the way I fight to cater to the judges and how they're going to score my fight. So that's like a big weight lifted off my shoulder, that I'm entering that ring or that stage, and I'm not worried about what judge A, B, or C is looking for. I'm just doing what I know how to do, and doing it, to my best ability, and not, contemplating, oh, if they see me fighting, backwards, or with my weight on my back leg, because it looks like the opponent is coming at me, that they might, score it, for the other opposition because they're the aggressor. I didn't have to worry about all that. And
You
then,
feel in your element. You feel in your
yeah,
element as a pro. You feel genuine in your boxing style, genuine to what you want to showcase when you're able to showcase. So
yeah, and just let go of all that extra, unnecessary things, that circumstances that you absolutely have no control over. I just
mhm.
went in fresh, like it was a clean start, a fresh start, and just, yeah, not overthinking anything that was happening outside the ring, and just focusing on what was happening inside the ring.
Mhm.
So as a professional, I feel totally like a relief being in this position. I mean, every sport has politics, and I'm sure there's politics at a professional level, and
Yeah,
there will be. Not I haven't faced any yet, just because I'm at the, I would say, commencement or midway through my professional journey. But I'm really liking the fact that, I don't have to associate with all that political stuff. I mean, just being on a national or international level and representing Canada, there's so much politics attached to that.
true.
And, there is a new wave, and we got out of a certain, person that was in charge of, leading all these politics. So there's a new body representing Canada, a new person, and that's great. However, there are still so many politics outside the Canadian national team. Looking forward, to the, world level, that
Yeah,
I
Canada will not even attend the World Championships this year, and they are not the only one. The States, Britain, Ireland, Ukraine.
I just became aware of that a couple weeks ago, and I sit there, and it's like, it's nice to be on the outside. It's sad, but it's nice to be on the outside and have no strings attached to what's happening, because
Yes,
I mean, boxing is the heartbreak sport, and at the amateur or Olympic level, it's that much more heartbreaking. So I was listening in on the conversation, and it was so nice to not feel like emotionally attached to what was going on.
true.
So to ask me if I'm going to revisit that, I mean, I would have to say no, because I'm done with it. Like, I want to move on and move forward,
You're
and set
somewhere
goals.
else.
Yeah, set goals on a world level, but as at a professional league.
Yeah, because that's a question we ask a lot to everyone right now, because some are really thinking about trying their luck as an to the next Olympic to qualify for Paris. We've seen a couple of girls internationally, like they are very clear. Estelle Mosley as an example, Beatrice Ferreira. Those girls are like one of the Sarah Agigadu for sure is doing both at the same time. She's interested in her Olympic journey. So I was curious because I remember you had that Olympic dream, but of course, if you feel so comfortable where you are at right now and you're interested in pushing yourself to explore a little bit more your capacity, your limits, where you can go in as a pro, of course it could become a distraction to go back to the amateurs and all that politics around, and
You
it's
know,
a lot of investment.
all the power to the women that are doing it. I would have to say not to downplay anything, but because of COVID, these next, this next Olympic cycle, I have to say might be a little bit easier just because of the turnout, right?
Yeah.
The amount of people competing and the amount of countries competing are a lot less, right? So they already have an advantage. They may be guaranteed to have a little more success than 2-3 years ago.
True.
So all the power to them. I wish them a smooth ride. For me,
You're
I
not there anymore.
no, I'm not there anymore.
Let's try to show. Okay, I have a little quiz for you because you're fighting in Quebec and you're from Ontario, and maybe not a lot of people they know you as a pro and they know you personally. Okay, so that's very easy. I will ask you questions. You have multiple choices, usually two. Okay, and so you can answer one or the other answer, and if you have a better answer for me, you can propose another answer as well. Okay, so we try it. You're willing to answer my questions?
Yes, I am.
Let's go. So, if you have to choose one, are you more Katie Taylor or Clarissa Shields?
Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor. Are you more Blue Jays or Maple Leafs?
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. Okay. When it's sheet meal day, are you more sweet or savory?
I'm more carbohydrate. So
Oh, give me examples.
like meals, not dessert. I'm not into sweets, but like
Pasta, like
pizza,
pizza,
pasta. Yeah, like eggplant parmesan. I like to
everything
stick to my.
food
I
for the
like to.
heart.
Yeah, I like to stick to my culture. I don't like dabbing into change too much. So definitely an Italian full-fledged hearty spread.
Do you prefer an evening out or an evening at home?
It was home before because I really wanted to spend that time with my mom. I'm trying to branch off from that now and go out just because I can. And yeah, however, it has to be a place that will give me a lot of food for my buck.
Ah,
So I don't want this beautiful presentation with too little pieces of food on the plate with drizzle
it
looking
needs
all
to be
classy.
enjoyable.
I want it like overflowing the plate.
An orgy of food, an
Exactly.
enjoyable food. Okay, good. Um, are you an early bird or a night bird?
I'm an early bird.
Early bird. Most athletes are early birds, but some are doing it because they don't have a choice.
No, I'm an early bird.
You're a real
No,
early
no
bird.
alarm clock.
Okay, good. Would you prefer to run a 10 kilometers or go with 200 burpees?
10 kilometers.
I felt you hesitated a little bit. You were not sure. Maybe it's because
No,
you don't have any of
no,
both
no,
options.
no. I hesitated a bit because burpees are crucial.
Yeah.
But if you gave me the preference, I mean, 200 burpees, that would be like the sprint anaerobic type of training, and the 10-kilometer run is endurance based. So they're both a crucial part of training for the boxer. So both play a big impact and role on your training. I love running, so that's
Okay,
how
so
you
you,
got
you
me
have a
there.
preference here. I would
Yeah.
say nothing of both of these options, but that's okay.
I
Are
love
you
I
more
love running.
are you more summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah, yeah, good answer. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. training with the girls or a night out with the girls?
Training with the girls,
Training
absolutely.
with the girls, because
Oh yeah.
you train with Lindsay Garbett, right?
Yes, that's like, it's not new, but it's about a year and a half old, and I can't imagine what I was doing before without her. Like, I'm in a gym full of men, right? So, all day being around the guys, you start sounding like one, you start swearing like one. But Lindsay and I, we always laugh now because we say, like, what would we do without each other? And she trains so hard and has so much experience and wisdom under her belt. Like, she's like the leader, and I'm the sheep, and I totally trust following her lead with stuff outside the ring, like extra stuff, like
And Lindsay
you
is
know
fun as well. It's
oh my
different,
gosh, she's so
being
fun.
surrounded with men and being surrounded with a girl like her. It's
Yeah,
different.
she's a ball of energy. My coach is very, very serious, and whether I'm 2 weeks out from fight time or 12 weeks out from fight time, when we get in the ring, that's it. Like, no joking around, no mistakes, on the ball. And I'm like, it was January. He just came back from vacation. I just fought. January 6th, we get back to the gym, and he's yelling, and like, that having these, make sure we left off from where we started. And I'm like, we don't even have a fight yet. Can we just have fun in here? Just work up a sweat, hit some pads. But as soon as he steps in the ring, all jokes
All jokes. That's
stop.
good. That's good.
All jokes stop. They
I'll
become
just stop.
aside.
Okay, that's
Yes.
the serious things. This is serious stuff, eh? That we don't play boxing, as we say, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Would you choose between an early knockout or an outrageous 10-round win?
An outrageous 10-round win. Listen, December 18th, I had the girl quit. She didn't come out to round 3. One of the reasons, I wanted to get in the ring a little bit earlier. The Pascal card got delayed just
Mm-hmm.
because of Pascal falling ill. I would have loved to be, in the ring February and had another one April, May. It got, delayed a bit. And the reason why I wanted in so fast, I always want in so fast, but
Yeah.
because as an amateur, you're used to just being very, very busy and fighting almost every weekend, once a month, every other weekend. So I'm used to that approach, right? But the fire under my butt to get back in the ring again, this year, quick in 2023, is because the last fight ended so prematurely, right? Like,
You're
it was great.
hungry.
Yeah, it was great. I've had very hard days at the office prior to that. 8 rounds, 3, 4 times, a handbrake, completing the 8 rounds, fighting durable Mexican opponents that come to win. They don't just come to get paid. So I said to myself, Amanda, you got an easy day at the office. Just take it and go. Because your last other fights, they weren't just breezers. But it ignited me to want to be in there, very quickly in the new year, just because I wanted to, do a little bit more rounds and perform and execute, everything that we train so hard for, right? When it's
Mm-hmm.
that short, you feel like everything that you worked on for 2, 3 months in camp, that you didn't visit it, and you didn't execute it, and you didn't kind of, showcase it. So that's my hunger and my drive to be back in there March 16th. And
You
you
train
know
so hard, so it's worth it when you last and you have an outrageous win on a long duration. So
yeah,
that,
even the reward, right? Like,
yeah.
December 18th, usually after I fight, I'm like up for 20 hours, just because the adrenaline from winning and performing is so high. December 18th, because it was like, 2 rounds and I went home, I went to bed that night at like 1 o'clock. I'm like, I felt deflated a bit. I'm like, that's it.
Job done.
Yeah. So
Yes,
I'm
yes,
I'm
yes.
excited. I'm excited to, if it goes 8 rounds, I'm ready for it. And if it doesn't, I hope it lasts a little longer than 2. But all I can do is show up that day and give it my all. And how the cards fall, they fall. But I'm definitely going to win. And you know, I think about, winning, of course, and your nerves are up because, my nerves are not up. Yeah, they're up because I don't want to lose, but my nerves are always up because I want to, level up from my last performance. And my goal has always been as an amateur, but it's continued. It's getting much better as a pro now, I have to say, is to fight the way I spar. because
Mm-hmm.
when you're sparring, you're in the comfort of your own surroundings. And, yes, you move from gym to gym. I go to other gyms to spar as well, but you don't have a big audience.
Yes, that's
You
true.
don't have the
It's not
crowd.
the
And
same feeling.
no, it's not. And then if you're used to the sparring partner, you might not get the nerves, the same way you would, in the
Yeah,
fight.
when someone in front of you, you're not sure, you don't know that person that much. You just saw video. Sometimes you know nothing. This is thrilling as well. This is exciting as well. This is another kind of excitement, I think. Compare with sparring, if you spar with girls that you
Yeah.
know them at a certain point. Even if they evolve, you know them. It's not
Yeah,
the
I mean,
same.
sometimes, like, even though I'm sparring the same girls, I'll put a little bit of stupid extra pressure on myself, and I say I really want to do really, really good today. And it's bad, but it's also good because it builds up that kind of that anxiousness,
Yes.
that nervousness that you might replicate fight day, or you're probably going to replicate fight day. So yeah, I just can't wait to do that. And once again, hopefully the nerves, we set them aside, get rid of them, during warm up, and I just go and I fight the way I spar, because we always joke around, but the level of sparring, and the amount of punch count, and the stuff that we're pulling off, and how we're just leveling each other up. We always make a joke that we're going to start charging entrance fees for any spectators that come to watch,
That's worth it.
because you guys, yeah, it's amazing.
It
Like,
should be a good show. It
if
is a good show.
we're at any gym and people are doing a class or a workout, they're allowed, they can stop there on their own time. But during classes that are going on and we're at the gym sparring, people are like totally distracted and watching us rather than following the coach in the class.
I want to
um
see this. I want
yeah,
to see this
so
someday.
you're gonna see it March 16th. I'm excited to
Yes.
finally get the chance to meet you. And I have a lot of Montreal, stable mates from the amateur scene. Like I said before, they were always my most competitive opposition in the nationals. And you know, I always ended up, for some reason, drawing both of them. I never got East Coast. I always got Quebec.
They will
Both
be there
opposition.
cheering for you.
Yeah, so
You will have a crowd.
I'm sure I got them, as fans, but I'd like to, get more exposure and gain more fans
For
from
sure.
there.
I have a last choice for you, question. Would you choose Canada or Italy?
Canada.
Okay.
I love my community. I love my home. I love, I would have to, if I chose Italy, I'd have to be there and build that camaraderie and that
You could
community
say,
as well.
I choose Italy for the food and the weather, and I
Yeah,
choose Canada
I
for
would
the life, the daily life.
absolutely. I would choose Italy for the post-fight reward.
Yeah, and Canada for the routine,
That's it.
the daily
Exactly.
routine, the balance, and the fine balance between pleasure and being a good girl doing what you have to do. Thank
Exactly.
you so much, Amanda. That was interesting. So March 16th, we can watch you against this Mexican girl, Lorena Cruz, on the undercard of Jean Pascal-Eifert. This is just the first fight of the year for you, so more is coming after. So we
More
will
to
follow
come.
your journey for sure, and we will say hi face to face for the first time there for sure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And I just thank Group Von Michel and DeBella Entertainment for having me on this card. And I look forward to meeting yourself as well as other people in the future. March 16th, not in the future, March
Not
16th.
short future, very
Short
near
future.
future, very near
17
future.
days. 17 days.
17 days. Thank you so much, Amanda. Have a good evening.
Take care of yourself as well.